What's up, gamers? Welcome in everyone to another Birdy podcast episode. Today, my lovely friend Bill, aka Unstable, back here with me today to discuss our top 5 favorite scary games.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this one more than the movie one because as much as I love scary movies, I love scary games because it puts you in the seat of like the main character. So like I find it fun to watch scary movies, but when you're in it, that's like a totally other like level of scary.
I agree. I mean, we're both like pretty avid horror gamers,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, um, I know we kind of talked about this prior, but we could recap it. Like our games that we have are pretty much both of us are psychological horror, uh, because I mean, I don't know, putting yourself in the psychological horror of someone else really helps take away from the personal psychological horror that we have inside.
This is true. I will say, okay, so I love all horror games, and I will like list a couple of my favorite like not psychological horror games at the end. But my favorite ones that I've played for my own personal like gamer experience are 4 out of the 5 are psychological horror. Yes, I think
Yeah.
there's something scarier about a story that gets in your brain and makes you keep thinking about it after versus like a jump scare or gore. Like those are still scary, but like I'm not thinking about it later, you know?
Correct. It's like, I mean, I would have to, I'm gonna name drop Name Palm Trees because him and I and Faceless Name too. Um, we all like movies that are a really bad time, or video games too. Like I want that lasting effect. I don't
Yeah.
want to feel good after I watch something because it's like, I want to watch something to, you know, have this piece of media evoke emotion
Yeah, I
or
agree.
something. And if I'm just watching something and I feel nothing, it doesn't really like make me feel like it was worth the time for the most part.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's technically it's all media, music, writing, movies, video games. So any type of medium, paintings, any kind of those art, any
Yeah.
kinds of those arts. Yeah.
I there's so many different styles of scary games that I love, and they almost need like their own subcategories for top 5. I feel like that'd take too long today, so I just did my general like favorite gameplay experiences, but there's like as I'm thinking about it right now, like there's so many that I've played even just with friends that are a completely different style than like a solo one that I just have enjoyed so much. So I will probably just like list the names of those favorite ones after, but like yeah, I do want to get into the ones that I enjoyed as like the front seat for me as like me, not necessarily like a group experience.
Yep.
One of them
Okay.
is a group experience, but you can play it solo, so that's kind of why I put it there.
Got it.
Because
Among
I've
Us. I'm going to take a guess.
no. Did you want to go first? Or did you want me to? Because I feel like I went first last time.
I could go first this time.
Yeah, you should.
So just to preface this, my list is this was hard. This was like the movie one was hard for me, but this one was probably harder because with the movies I picked films that I thought influenced my taste today in things,
Yeah.
which then again influenced the movies that I like today too, and video games and movies and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I switched things up a bit. So I used games that are more relatively recent that took influence from the old games that I grew up with, like the
Okay.
old horror games. So bit of a switch up there. But my first game is one of my favorite horror experiences, and I tell everyone to play it because it is probably one of the scariest games that I have played. And I'm not going to go too much into
Oh,
the story of it.
I fucked everything up. Okay, everything's fixed. You're perfect. Everything's perfect. Carry on. Sorry for interrupting.
Okay. Oh, you're good.
I did this last time.
It's on my brain. Shoot.
I
Cut.
messed up.
What was I gonna say?
I
you're
don't
good.
know.
Hey, this is all part of the experience of being a content creator. So you're absolutely fine. Visage. So Visage took influence from PT, which is playable teaser that Hideo Kojima put out back in, oh my god, 2010, I want to say 2011. I might be wrong on that, but that was supposed to be the teaser or the demo for his new Silent Hill game that it was going to be with Konami. And after Kojima split from Konami, that project was dead in the water. And then, of course, we got the new Silent Hills, the remake, and the other games that we're getting today. But that first-person perspective of like that type of horror also gave influence to, say, Resident Evil 7, which was a first-person, complete step away from the old third-person look of Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
But then PT also influenced other things, like there was a game called Allison Road that had a big following that didn't end up getting released because I think they just didn't hit their goal or they didn't get funding. But then there was also PT that was being developed at the same time. PT ended up getting just more, I guess, I don't know, more, they were just marketing it slightly better back then. But then there's other games that came out like Madison, and then Supernormal. Supernormal is the game I played it recently, which takes elements from the original Allison Road. But that developer they make fine products. I don't want to speak ill of them because I do like the stuff. I just feel like there isn't much heart behind it.
Okay, fair.
You know, it was just a jump scare like fest and just trying to hide from a ghost in the Unreal Engine. But yeah, Visage is a psychological horror paranormal game. It's an anthology. It's going through different time periods of people that lived in this house that you're in. And it's really ambiguous from the beginning, and the beginning is huge trigger warning in the beginning if you want to watch a playthrough, but it gets really heavy really quick, so it kind of sets the tone immediately that it's not going to be a good time for anybody, and it goes like that throughout. And yeah, it is, and how everything comes together. It was just such a really well balanced experience, and I try to play it every year around this time, and I try to do a fundraiser for it too.
I love that.
So, yeah, my one little strand of hair is bothering me. There we go. So, like, I'm just gonna play the trailer.
Yeah, got you. I'm
and
ready.
This doesn't spoil anything in the game. There's nothing that I can see in here that's spoiling. It's just showing parts of it, but there's much more grander things going on. There's a lot of symbolism in there. But I like, this is a game that I want everyone to play. So let's start. Oh, let me start it over.
I've seen this. Like, people play this.
It's good.
I've never watched the whole thing through, though. Okay, that looks pretty good, actually. It's only solo player, isn't it?
Yeah.
I get nervous with solo
more.
player. Games like that make me nervous to play just because, like, when it is solo, it's just you, and for some reason, it just makes me so much scared, like, more scared.
I played this game by myself the first playthrough because like watching it go through the development cycle, and when they released the first chapter, which is Lucy's chapter, that got me so excited for it. Then when they finally got the final release, and I just sat like for a weekend and played through the whole thing, and it was like, it was scary, but like there's a lot of other things, like there's a lot of themes of like guilt, grief, mental illness stuff, obviously, like domestic violence, generational pain, things like that, which is like cool, but there's a lot of environmental
so
storytelling too. It's a lot, man. It is a very, very deep game. So
It looks like it's really well like animated. Like that made me creeped out, like the scenes with like the girl at the end of the hallway getting closer. I didn't like that. But I liked it, but I didn't like it, you know?
Yeah. It does a good job of setting those like the set piece scenes up, because it kind of gives you a hint that it's coming, but there's never a point where like the scares feel cheap. And there's other things that I can't talk about because I will be giving away things, but play it because it is a really good bad time.
So I rated mine out of 10 for each game. So what would you give this out of 10?
This game is an absolute 10 out of 10 for me.
Hell yeah, I love that.
Like through and through, because it's like every time I play through it, there's always something new I discover. Although I've done most of the stuff, it's like I forget things.
Fair.
But no, it's good.
I love that. That actually makes me intrigued to look into it. I feel like some solo games like that make me a little too nervous, but if the story is engaging enough, then I'm able to power through.
Yeah.
Like the uncomfortable bits. Because I don't know why, but some reason with like a friend even just in the room with me makes me more brave. And I'm like, I'm all in, ready to go, don't care if I die. But then if I'm like all alone, I'm like, no, I'm scared, don't kill me.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know why, but like, I'm like night and day when I have like somebody to like be in the room too. I don't know why. I don't know what that is.
Well, you got Assault to sit with you, so that works.
I mean, yeah, but I mean like in the room in the game. So when it's like a solo player game like that, I get more scared, I guess. But then when it's like a friend, I'm like, let's fucking go. And like, I'm not scared at all. I'm like, bring it on. I don't know. I get more brave. That's a good one though. Any other thoughts on that one or no?
Let me look at my notes real quick.
I was gonna say, I didn't want to cut you short.
It like, man, I don't know. There's so much stuff I put in here that I just realized is like spoilers territory, but it's very much psychological paranormal. And when you realize who your character is and why they're going through this, makes it a lot more interesting. But like it's a nice payoff at the end. And there are 2 endings? No, 3 endings.
Oh, I
There's 2
love
endings.
games with multiple endings. It's like really
Yeah.
great for replayability.
And that you had to collect certain things to get like the real ending. It's not a good ending. There's no good ending in this game
Yeah.
for this person. But it's yeah, this is a nice treasure of a game, I think.
Hell yeah.
And the studio's not making anything else. I think they completely disbanded too.
Damn.
So yeah, sucks.
That's a good one though. That's a good one to put on the list. That looked very creepy.
I'm excited to see what your first one is here.
Okay, so my first one, let me swap scenes. Boop. There we go. Mine is one that I have streamed on my channel a total of 3 times. I talk about it all the time. It's probably one of the very few games that I am constantly trying to look for games that are very similar. You might have guessed it, I don't know, but I'm going to get into the trailer of Escape the Backrooms.
Yes, I figured it was something Backrooms related. So that's where, yeah.
I fucking
cool.
love the Backrooms. I'll get into it in a sec.
All right.
So I think when people think of Backrooms, they think of that, but the Backrooms is like so much more than just this level.
Yeah.
I'm curious if there's another trailer to this at all. This is the only one that they have on Steam. The one thing I will say is that they filmed that with a filter you can turn on or off on the game. I believe it's the VHS filter. I personally like playing this game without it because this game's actually really beautiful without it.
Yeah. I do like that a lot of the Backrooms games go into that, like, having a hyper realistic look to your game when it's a little more unnerving when it's in a setting that is it doesn't feel like it should exist.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
it's also hyper realistic. Like, that adds to the horror.
So I will say, so many people made Backrooms games. Of all of the Backrooms games I played, Escape the Backrooms is the most fun. You can play it by yourself, but I would say you'll have a better chance with your friends. It's really fun. I've replayed it entirely through 3 times. The one cool thing I like about this is that the puzzles you learn, like the things you figure out to solve puzzles in like the beginning levels, help you for later levels. So you're like, oh, I've seen this in a past level. And then you kind of like your brain works and you kind of like realize that like, oh, this thing I did in this level, I need to do in this level. So that is one thing I do like is like it's very like it builds upon itself really well.
Yeah. Funny story.
Have you played Escape the Backrooms?
I own this game, but I played it briefly with Napalm, and we didn't get very far. And then, like, I wanted to go back to it to get more people to, and I never did. So if you play again, let me know.
Bill, I will literally play this anytime. If you even just want to play this, like, on your channel, like, I would gladly play. It's one of those games that I'm, like, literally always down. The one cool thing about this one is that they have this thing called the hub. So every level has a secret door to the hub, but you eventually just end up at it organically as well if you don't find the secret doors. And the hub lets you go and replay any level you've already played. So, like, let's say, like, level... Like, they don't go in order, by the way. Let's say level 91... you haven't played yet, so you're not gonna be able to open that door. But if you've already played it, you can go back to that level and replay it if you access to the hub. It's also really great for people who enjoy speedrunning games, because then they'll just kind of like find the hub exit and jump through that way. It's very liminal space. If you like liminal space and creepy monsters and trying not to die and having to manage things like sanity, That's a big part of it. So it doesn't even show, but like you find like almond waters for your sanity, and you get different things for different levels. Maybe you'll have flashlights or walkie-talkies or whatever. And then the monsters change, but some are the same. There's a mimic that looks just like you and your friends. So you're in like these cute little like yellow, I don't even know what they would be, like the yellow hazmat suits.
Suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like monsters, and like they look just like you and your friends, and they'll come up like, hello, what are you doing, or whatever. And then he just like turns into a scary monster, and he's like trying to eat you. So
Wait, was this wasn't the Backrooms game we played with when I was with the big spider?
big spider.
The TikTok? I told you the
Oh,
coast was not
no,
clear.
that is this one.
Okay. Okay, we did play this then. Okay, all right.
Did you make it through the whole thing, or did you just play parts with us?
I just played parts with you guys. Because I think I want to play more with you guys when you did it again.
So all the levels change, and like some of my favorite levels are like the more harder puzzles to sort. But like I love that there's so many different monsters. There's like the guys with the balloons, and like you can't let them see you. There's like the smilers, you have to shine your flashlight on them so that they don't kill you. There's like the weird spider monster. There's the weird scribbly spaghetti monster. I call him scribbly spaghetti monster. I don't know what he is, but this is the hub where you have all these different doors, and then this one door leads to like a room. You figure it out on your own. You it's kind of, it's the hub of all things. This is a really cool fucking weird ass level. This one gives very liminal space. It's like very ticky tacky houses, and then you have to get to the castle thing at the end. But then at nighttime, these like weird ass zombie monsters. I don't know what they are. They try and get you. It's very scary. These lovely trucks here will take you places if you get in one on time. There's so many different levels, and they're not like the same. Like I said, there's similarities where you might learn this in this level that might help you in this one. But I love the fact that like it's challenging. There's scary monsters. There's puzzles, and like what you learn comes in handy for later. It's very team based, so you can do it alone, but you're gonna have a lot easier time doing this with friends. There's multiple difficulties, so that's really good for replayability. You can do it on like super easy or just like normal or hard mode. I would give this one a 10 out of 10 personally. It's 5 stars for me. I will play this again anytime anybody asks me. It's one of the few games I think I will never get tired of playing, which says a lot for me because like I burn out on stuff a lot, but this is one like I have deep dived like the Backrooms. So cool. If you ever want to go look at the creator of the Backrooms, such a cool idea. Just very cool concept, and the videos on it are very neat. And there is a Backrooms movie being made right now. They started making it this summer, and I cannot wait for that to come out. I will be talking about that so much when it does, and I will be seeing that in theaters.
Because he's got a hand in the creation of that movie too.
He is actually helping make it. Yes, I think he's like one of the producers or something.
I think before we were talking about doing this podcast together, I think were we talking about doing something with the Backrooms? Because I had my theory on how the Backrooms started with like source engine stuff, but like should do a mini podcast just going off about Backrooms lore.
Honestly, I would, because it'd be really fun to like live react, like watch things and then pause and then talk about it, about like some of the videos of, because so many people have taken the Backrooms and like explored it their own way, but I'm talking about the original creator.
Yeah.
Because like they're the one who like kind of invented the Backrooms. Although it is such a fun thing. Like there is another one called Backrooms Escape Together. That was a fun one. It does fill the void a little bit if you're like kind of wanting something that's like a little different. There's a couple things in that one I didn't like compared to this one. I will say this one for a co-op player, it's 1 to 4 people. It is probably the best one I've played. Especially if you just like liminal space games, but like I will say it's definitely liminal space in a way where like, no, you're trying to survive. So if you just want to like play walking sim, this is not it.
Yeah. There's a little more to this. Like there's like actual objectives and things you need to figure out to like progress.
Yes.
Which is nice. Like I like my walking simulators. I really do, but like I mean I like that, but I also like that setting with something to do.
If you want like an eerie, like a game I played that was similar because I was itching to play this but didn't want to just play it again. An eerie but not the same vibe exactly. Walking sim would be Pools.
Yep.
It like definitely has some eeriness and some creepiness to it, but it's not scary. Some people might find it scary. I don't know. There's like one scene that's kind of creepy, but
I like Pools because it'll add that echo to your voice.
yes, and I like the slappy
So,
feet if you choose bare feet versus shoes.
yep. The big sloppers walking around. Yeah. It's wet dogs hitting the floor.
This one is easily like my top of the list. I just think it was such a fun game, and they took the Backrooms lore and applied it so accurately, but then also putting some of their own twists and spins that were not in the Backrooms videos because obviously they just wanted more levels, and they are continually working on it. And every so often we get blessed with another update of more levels.
List. Have you ever heard of the Amnesia series?
I have. I think I have that game because I think Epic gave it to me, but I've never played it.
So there's a few different ones. The original Amnesia I thought was terrifying. That one came out a long time ago. Then A Machine for Pigs, and then Rebirth, and then Bunker. This one came out, I think, after A Machine for Pigs came out.
Which one is this one?
This one is called SOMA from the developers. So this is another game.
I've never heard of this.
This is good because I feel like a lot of people haven't heard of this. It is another psychological horror.
Okay.
But it dives into some really, really deep existential shit, which is it's really good, Birdy. Like you should. This is another one. I would say honestly, I think Visage is a masterpiece, but I think like if I were to pick between Soma and Visage, I would tell people to play Soma first, like to prioritize that.
Interesting.
Because this game, there's a lot of story. There are a lot of shorts on YouTube that they were making while the game was before release. And the game itself is so well done with the things that it does, the things I'm saying. But it is a sci-fi horror game.
Okay.
And you're in you'll see in the trailer, but you're in a deep sea like research facility.
Okay.
So you're underwater. Because at first when you're watching like the old trailers or like some of the other stuff, it seemed like you're in space or you're just like in a futuristic time. Yeah. But you're underwater. But it's as the story progresses, it's like it gets more, the stakes get more and more higher because it's like finding out what happened to all these people and all these characters and stuff. It's very interesting. And then there's like a lot of morality and like ethics stuff in there too.
Okay. I have a question. Is this a game you can play in one sitting, or is this going to be like a multiple sittings game?
This is a game, I want to say it runs about 2 hours. How long? Not 2 hours, 8 hours.
Okay, so probably like a good like 2 to 3 then. I mean, that could be one sitting, but
it is a 10 to 12 hour game.
Okay, so I would say this is a few sittings game. Like if a sitting was on average 3 hours.
Yes.
Okay. I meant to ask that for your first game too. I forgot.
First game, I think Visage will run. Each chapter is about 3 hours, and there's 4 to 5, so it can be long or short depending on what you do.
Okay.
And how much you explore the house and the other areas.
Okay.
But there is a passive mode for this game in the options to where it makes the monsters not they don't aggro on you, like they don't chase you. Which I think adds it's a little more terrifying because they're just these bumbling things that are walking around in this space, and you can kind of get a better look at them, and and that kind of plays into the story too. So playing it that way was interesting because it added another level of like horror to it. But let's watch the trailer.
is this place? How did I get here?
It's my sincerest belief that we can go on living. It really makes you think about what it means to be human.
I mean, if we are able to save even just a small piece of ourselves, why wouldn't we do that?
My name is Simon. Do you know anything about this place?
Oh, you knew. Look, I'm obviously hurt. Blacked out pretty bad. Can't remember how I got here.
What do you remember then?
I was in the pilot seat, dealing with some heat shields, and that's my last clear memory.
What the hell? How is this possible? Are you human?
Big dinner, Bob.
Pizza Hut. So, I'm a little Caesars guy. I'm gonna state that right off the bat.
I'm a Panago
Much better
girly.
quality. Fair. I would say it's an elevated experience because there's not anything wasted in the game. Everything that you're doing makes sense. Every character says something that is pertinent to the story. It is a masterpiece. It is one that is a bad time, but also I will replay this one a lot.
I love that.
But I want to do another playthrough of it, but I haven't been in the mindset yet for it. So eventually, that'll be it. So, but yeah, I don't have much else to say about it without again giving away too much stuff. Just that
So out of 10, how what would you rate it?
So out of the many games that I chose for this, these are all my games that are a 10 out of 10.
Oh, okay. I love that actually.
So this one's a 10 out of 10 for different reasons than would be for Visage, but like I'm happy this game exists because it does make you use your brain a little more, and especially in the dawn of like AI these days, you know, it's good to check out.
Got you. I will say, I just put it in the like maybe one day folder, but I'm a bit more intrigued. It's just one of those ones I always forget that I have until somebody brings it up, and I'm like, oh, I do have that game.
Amnesia's good for what it is. Like I thought they things they did in the Amnesia games influenced other games that came out recently. So it's like it's nice to like see where that started. And they do a really good job of like always being hunted or always feeling like you're being hunted by something. And you never know when something is going to be around the corner.
Got you.
So you're in this constant state of dread. Soma's a little different though. Soma doesn't do that unless it's very overtly like in your face, like this thing is not going to be a good time for you.
Got you.
Yeah. But then you can turn off, make them passive, which is a nice touch that they added later on. I think like that was a recent thing in the last couple of years. This came out 10 years ago. So
I was thinking because I have Amnesia, it might give me like a feel for like the dev style, but if you say that actually kind of makes sense. They might be slightly different.
yeah, it plays a lot different than Amnesia.
Good to know. Bill,
It did it for a second. It did not do it that time. Okay, we're good.
I hate to break it to you, but you're always really white.
I'm whiter than normal, but yeah.
I'm just being silly.
I glow.
In the apartment, we had such a white wall, and Assault had this big ass ring light from like photography, and he like turned it on and it was so fucking white, and I was like, Assault, I'm the same color as the wall. You can't even see where I am right now. Like, this is too much. Because he's obviously a little darker than me, so he didn't notice. He's like,
That's
this is the
fucking
one that I
funny.
use all the time when I stream, and I was like, yeah, this is too white for me. It's funny.
I got that very white Polish skin. Polish German, but
I don't know what I am. I just white. Okay, so my next one is a game called The Coffin of Vandy and Leyley. This is a more niche one that I don't actually think a lot of people know of. I've talked about it, so people know about it in my circle just because I've talked about it, but I've never heard of anybody like just playing this game, or like I've never seen any of my mutuals playing it. I've never talked to anybody who's played it really. But it is popular to a degree. Like, I'm on the Reddit thread for it. Just because like the game is still actually being made. There's one chapter we're waiting for, and this is a game where it's like choices matter. So that I love. Hold on, I gotta move my notes over.
so this is a niche game. Like, this is like the Rick and Morty of horror games, you could say.
This would be more niche. This is, so it started being made by one person, and now it is a studio. I don't know all of the details. All I know is that because of some of the context of what's in the game or implied in the game, the developer originally got hated on. To the point where I don't know if it's still her making it. I believe it was a girl who is making it. Whoever, this person is not making the game anymore, I don't think. And if they are, they're doing it under the studio name. I think it's called Kit9
Okay.
Studio. Let me check. Yeah, it's Kit9 Studio. So they kind of like went into like offline mode because some people, I'll get into it, but like the game does touch on dark topics. It's a psychological horror. It touches on there is none from what I played so far, but it implies incest, and not in the way of like it's happening, but that there is like one of the characters who kind of like wants it to happen. So that's why they were attacked on the internet and taken, like, I don't know, to the point of like leaving the internet. You know how people get crazy death threats and stuff. It was like the whole 9 yards for that. But the game is actually psychological horror about like cannibalism and witchcraft and weird science experiments and stuff like that. So that is like the main premise of the story. That other side is just like a slight like little side thing that is just to do with like manipulation and the way that the characters talk to each other. Like, it's not the point of the story. So I'll show the game trailer, and then I'll get more into it because it'll make more sense. I also might show a YouTube one because this is just a generalized for the game, but they have had trailers per episode. So I think there is 3 or 4 total, and they're working on the last one, and this is a Choices Matter, so that's why, because it is such a small studio, they are doing literally everything. They're doing like the game story, they're doing the animation for like the RPG part of it, and they're doing the art for the visual novel part of it. My lord, you've come, and you're a little smaller than I imagined. Good day, are you still alive? Some of you may have heard from your loved ones that there's been supply shortages in the quarantined households. Talk about something. I got nothing. Over my dead body? What's so bad about me? I've been looking out for you. Oh. Isn't that what siblings do? It's going a little bit quick for me. I want to read it because it makes sense. Yeah, see, if anyone happens to be looking out of their window, it'll be a disaster. Maybe if I use 2 bags? Ta-da! Did the warden we kill... Stop being so fast.
Yeah, this goes really fast.
It is really fast. I almost wish I could like turn it down to like point whatever speed. Oh, you can't. Did the warden we kill have one? Let's go shoot this guy. Dinner's ready. So there's a lot of like implied bits on that, but that is essentially the first chapter.
Yeah.
So like, I will find like a YouTube really quick. I actually have them pulled up. I just don't know if it's the one I want.
Yeah.
Here, hold on.
I mean, as far as like, I mean, are these characters like, not to give away too much, they're not exactly the heroes of the story. These are like, and like,
Anti-hero.
yeah.
Yeah, very that. So like, because choices matter, there's so many ways that you could go about this. But like some of the things are canon. So like the beginning is like them in an apartment and there, as you saw, like there's shortages for the food supply and blah, blah, blah. There's this thing about like the water and how it like affected certain people. And so they're like these adults in their 20s and they're living with their parents, and then their parents end up like, there's some excuse or reason why the parents like left and they stayed. The mom and the dad apparently were fine, but the kids weren't, so they have to stay in this quarantined apartment, and everyone else in the apartment is being quarantined. They're brought like food rations every day and they're like locked in. That's why they have like a warden and everything. And there's like a whole thing of like, it jumps between here, let me see. I'll show you some images while I talk. Gotta throw it back up for everybody else. Okay, so as you can see, it is very like this style is like the RPG where like this is Andrew and this is Leyley. But then when you're you get to swap between playing each character. So when you're Andrew, it'll light up green, and then when you're Leyley, it'll light up pink. So it's like telling you that now you're not playing as Andrew anymore. You're choosing decisions for Ashley.
Yeah.
So there's like a whole other area of like the whole witchcraft stuff that you saw of them like lighting the circle and all that, and like right here, and like, you know, some blood spatters, you know, maybe some murders or whatever. But without giving it totally away, there's like two sides of it where there's like this like weird demon realm, and there's like the human world that like we live in. And so they do the RPG style of like gameplay, but then there's all of these bits like this where it's very visual novel and you're like reading their discussion. And then it like cuts back to like the RPG of like the little puzzles and walking around and talking to people and trying to find items. And like, I love the mixture of the fact that this is like so story driven, but then they give you stuff to do. Like, you have to figure stuff out. You got to solve this puzzle or find these items. But then you also have to choose like in the visual novel side of like what you're going to do. So that affects like what happens in the other chapters. So currently they're going with, I think, 2 endings. And there's no, I don't know if they're good endings at all, but they could be depending on your opinion as a player, what is good or not. Because, okay, here, let me go to my notes. There's one thing I loved about this was that it's a dark psychological horror game. There is some gore, but I feel like they do it in a really artsy way where it's like the blood spatter and stuff. You can only get so creative, I think, with visual novel. But it's pretty good. I mean, it could be scarier, but it's definitely more mental than visual. I love that it is like multiple options because the replayability is like so good for this game. I know a lot of people like to get like all like see like, oh, what would happen if I chose this? What would happen if I chose this? I think some choices might lead to the same answer, but they do a really good job where branching paths actually do matter, because sometimes choices matter games, you end up with the same result, and I don't hate that, but I don't love it as much. This one definitely takes you to different routes. And some of the things you can choose are pretty fucked up. And I love that. I love that they took it there. Horror-wise, not between the siblings-wise. That is kind of canon, where I think it just kind of goes throughout. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what the last episode is, but I have read on the Reddit thread, and I do have ideas. I don't want to give spoilies, but I love that there are some gruesome scenes. It's dark topics for sure. Definitely viewer discretion is advised for this one. It's such a unique story. I've never played anything like this game. The gameplay is so fun. I do love that there's like puzzles in the RPG and it's just kind of wandering around and finding stuff and doing things. But then like, I love the classic visual novel for like the characters communicating. I love that so much. And the art is so cool. Like, that's a big part of why this game takes so long to put out the episodes. I've been playing it probably for about a year, and I've only seen one new episode put out since then. But at that time, one of the episodes had just been put out. So I think there are about like 1 or 2 episodes a year at this time.
Okay.
But they do regular updates on their Steam, which I love. And they do all of it like by hand. Like all of this art is like their own digital drawings. And they do some very specific. It's not just the characters like this. They also do some to like, I wonder if they have any on the thing. Yeah, so they do some like this to like show you a scene. So like this is her like laying on the couch with her head resting on his lap. So some of them are very like just like this while you're playing the RPG part, and some of them are very like cut scene so that you can kind of visualize what's happening better. I do love that they put so much effort into the art. I think it's really great for people looking for something dark and twisted, straight up messed up. Depending on the route you take, you might love the characters or you might straight up hate them both.
Yeah.
I think both outcomes can be fun. And I think there's a lot of layers of fucked up to this one because, as mentioned, like without spoilering, there is definitely like satanic rituals. It even says right here, walk and talk adventure with light puzzling. Brother and sister practice cannibalism after witnessing a botched satanic ritual.
Ah,
So it is very out there,
okay.
but
I
it's
did wish list this one, so
it says I have 29.5 hours played because I played through it twice of what I can. This is one that I think actually is like if you're like kind of bummed about waiting for an episode, each episode is so long. If you take your time to actually like play it through and do all the puzzles and like actually care about what the characters are saying, it's like you're gonna get a lot of hours out of this one. And I think it was like in the $10 range. Okay, it's 15 Canadian.
yeah.
So like really affordable for the amount of content you're getting in this one. I would say this one would probably be like either a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 for me. And the gameplay is definitely multiple sittings. I've literally sat there and played this game like all day, binging it, and then still had more content to play tomorrow. For like multiple days.
Have you ever heard of the game The Cat Lady?
No, I haven't actually. What is that?
I could send it to you after this, but it reminds me of like it's like a side scroller, but it's there's a lot of like story to it, and it's really fucking dark.
Okay.
Like, so it might be something to tide you over until the rest of the game comes out. Because I was looking at this and it just jogged my memory because I think last time you were talking to me about this game. I was trying to remember what the other game was that I was thinking of, and that was the one was Cat Lady. So
Okay.
yeah, maybe if we have time after, I'll pull up the trailer and we could just do a quick peek at it.
Is it on Steam?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just quickly. Cat Lady?
Yep.
The
Second one
Cat
down.
Lady, this one? Okay, I'll wish
Yep.
list it just so I can remember to come back to it.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
It's dark. It is another not good time.
Oh, it says similar to 2 games I've played, and those are both very dark.
Oh.
So yeah.
There you go.
Your turn.
Okay. My next game is a game that I'm not sure I want to replay again, but it was a tough one to get through, and it's a very interesting one. Martha is Dead is the game. It came out in 2022. It takes place in 1944 Italy during like near the end of World War II.
Okay.
It's around the time of like the Italian resistance when that was happening. And you're a family that lives near a town. I think it's Tuscany, Illinois, if I'm remembering correctly. But I'm gonna play the trailer. And speaking of music in games that really set the tone, this does a very, very, very good job of it.
Oh yeah.
This whole game is it's an experience. It's a movie. It's essentially just a movie that you're in because how can I say this? It's a walking simulator, but there are parts that I had to use my brain a lot. Like I had to get out a piece of paper. Especially there's a part that you literally get taught how to use Morse code in the game.
Oh,
It's
I love
crazy.
that.
Yeah.
I only know
And that part-
SOS.
Well, there's more to it, and I'm just like, oh, you actually have to like look through this, and I'm like, I'm not gonna look this up. Like I'm sitting here, it was like 6 p.m. on a Saturday. I'm like, I have nothing going on. I'm gonna sit here and like figure this out myself for the reward of it, you know?
I love that.
So I was doing the dash and the dot and like trying to figure out everything. This game is an experience. I said that before, repeating myself, but I'm gonna play the trailer and then I'm gonna play a scene from the game that I thought was really cool, and then go into that a little more.
Hell yeah.
But here you go.
Peggy 18.
Pegging 18.
Is this a dream? Or is it not? Tell me a dream, please. I am in the woods near Nanny's house. I have the feeling that something bad is going to happen at any moment. So I look around with caution. I go to the lake and sit on the dock, dipping my feet in the water as always. It's the peak of winter and it's very cold. My feet begin to feel icy and weighty, getting heavier and heavier. I try to pull them out of the water, but I can't. The harder I try, the more they sink. The lake rises up to my knees and continues to get higher and higher. I try to hold on to the dock with all my strength, but my back is scratching against the wood. I have to give up. Now I'm underwater. I can see very little, but I can breathe. The water is warm, and I feel much better. However, in a short time, I realize I can no longer feel my feet. I look over to see my sister Martha, who is eating me. She's long dead and looks horrible. She's decayed. Her lips and ears are missing. Her dull eyes are absent from expression. I hear the sound of my bones crumbling without resistance against her teeth. She bites and swallows, bites and swallows, rising to my knees. I become increasingly nauseous to the point where I violently throw up. I'm surrounded by pieces of my own body, shreds of flesh, scraps of bone, all in a murky cloud that spreads out amongst the water. With each new wheeze, I'm so scared. What should I do?
Damn. Okay, I gotta say a comment just as someone who's never heard of this. I think the visuals on this game are gorgeous, but they're too good to the point where it makes it scarier.
There's a
That's a good trailer.
part. Yeah, I was gonna show something else on here, but it may be too graphic to show. I mean, I don't know, or it also not too graphic, but
It's
like
already on YouTube, right?
yeah, but I mean, like, how can I say this? Let me think. Let me look at my notes for a second here. Let's see. The game is like essentially pretty photorealistic, like that kind of horror. But
that looks really crazy. I'm intrigued.
so her sister dies, and it's her coming to terms with that. But things get a little weird. I'll ask you this: is this ever something that you would want to play?
I'm wish listing it right now.
Okay. This game is fucked up. It
It looks fucked up.
it gets into a lot of like you know what, play it in the future. Don't stream it. Like just play it.
Why no
Yeah.
stream?
It's there are parts in it that probably I think there's even a stream like button on it to cut out parts if I remember
Okay, good to
correctly.
know.
But
I do like games that do that. It is helpful. I'll look into it first.
Yeah, look into it. But the one really cool thing about this game is that you have a 40 style camera with you, and you can take pictures anytime.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to develop those photos. And the photos are like, you essentially go into a dark room, and it's based off of like the mid 20th century, like the silver gelatin development from back then.
Mm-hmm.
And they mimic it pretty well. Obviously, it takes hours to develop film. But I'm just going to show you the part, but the music in this game is so good, and the parts where you had to develop the pictures just has this really good music in it that you can go to develop. You can just take pictures of nature throughout the entire game, and then it plays into the story too of taking photos. But I'm talking like, it's not just like point and shoot. Like, you have to adjust settings on the camera to get a good shot.
Did you stream this?
No.
No.
I tried. So here's the thing. I tried, but like, it was really poorly optimized when it came out for PC, and it wouldn't work. But then I played it by myself, and I was like, I'm glad I didn't stream this. But because I just fucked around with the photo thing for a while, and it was really cool. But this is the part where you can develop film. And the music, this music track is really good. I think she's an Italian artist that did the music for this. But yeah, here. I just pulled this from a random gameplay thing.
Valid.
Not a spoiler. You know she's dead. It's in the title.
Yeah, it's fine. The whole trailer was kind of about her like dying.
Yeah.
I can't develop the photo like this.
I'll tell you if it's out of focus and stuff, or if it's not positioned correctly.
Interesting.
A photograph is both the present and the past, like a dead body. I don't know what I'm expecting. Maybe it's silly to think you can capture the soul of someone who has died.
And you can fuck your photos up.
It's like a mini game.
Mm-hmm.
Did they need to take it out when it's in between the green or no?
You can. Sometimes you don't if you want to expose it.
The photo is burnt.
Got you.
Sadly, it needs to be thrown away.
I think they were just showing that you can screw up the photos.
Got you.
But yeah, you could take a bunch of photos. You can go there and develop them, and then you can save them
That's
too,
so cool.
which is cool. and there's like nature and shit. Like there's like birds flying around that you can capture a photo of, which is like it just like an interesting thing because the world that you have around you, because you're on this farm in Italy, and I wouldn't call it open world because it does guide you where you need to go to move the story along. But you can do anything at any point. But like when she's really starting to like lose it, it becomes a little different, you know. But man, this game is a fucking trip. Like,
is this definitely like a viewer discretion advised one?
Yeah. They use different mediums to tell the story in the game too. Like there's a part where her grandmother used to like use puppets to like tell stories, but you play as the puppets with something really fucked up that happened. There's some animal abuse in here too.
Okay.
So
Her face can't tell me anything anymore. I know that, really. Her lack of expression scares me. I don't even know whether to keep this blank photo with me or just throw it away.
Interesting.
yeah, you can hold on to the photo.
Very interesting.
But I wonder if it shows the photo part. It might. Wait. Oh God, I think it's just whatever they capture this with is like, or their game is really like choppy.
Yeah.
It's a lot smoother than this.
I believe it. So you would say like don't stream this one or stream this one with warnings? Because there's some games I've streamed where like I put a list of trigger warnings. I don't care if people are like that's spoilers. Like too fucking bad. If I'm streaming it, I gotta make sure people are safe. And then I will put it like pinned at the top of chat.
Let me just make sure. Martha
like,
is dead.
One of my games, the next one on my list, it's definitely one that I like. I feel like it's fine, but it's definitely one that I feel like because it is such a sensitive thing at one of the scenes, I have to like warn people of. And I would just put it at the top of chat and pin it so that when people come in, and if I had like new chatters come in, I would be like, hey, just so you know, if you're not here for this game and you're just coming to say hi to me, this is a dark game.
Let's see.
Or
Okay,
even
so
just have
streamer
like
mode.
a chat message that goes in chat once in a while even.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, do that. But there's
I'll look into it.
Things,
if there's some things where I'm like, that's not, I wouldn't stream that, then.
There are 3 things that happen very abruptly that you would not be prepared for to tell people to stop watching if that's going to like affect them.
Okay.
Because in a very close to the beginning, something happens and it is really fucking like even for me, like I like horror stuff, but like I'm just gonna spoil it because it's so early in the game.
It's fine.
You are on the ground looking at your sister, and you are cutting her face off, but her face is the entire screen.
Okay.
So you're cutting it and pulling it off like during that time, and it is so slow, and it hangs on there so long as you're cutting, and you have to use the mouse. Because she's like dreaming this.
Yeah.
And and then like the animal abuse part, and then there's 2 other parts that I can't bring up because I just remember the 4th one. But there's the streamer mode cuts out 2 modern day covers that would be flagged as DMCA. Okay. And then there's also content in the game as well that it cuts out.
So it completely cuts it out. It doesn't like do any like pop-up warnings or anything.
No, yeah, it completely cuts it out. So that's the thing. Like when they have that, it's like. Because I obviously played it without streamer mode on because I didn't stream it.
Yeah.
Because I think they added that later in development or after it was developed.
Smart.
But yeah, because when I was playing it, I was just like, oh fuck, like this is like, yeah, it was rough. Am I frozen?
Yep.
Sweet. 1 second. About my dumpy. Oh my like, ma'am, I know, I live with it.
No. Say your camera took a big old dumpy. That's funny. You sit down. Sorry, what? There. I was saying that they're like on like for example like the latest Life is Strange game. It's not obviously horror, but there are certain like things that could be triggering to like viewers. And because I know some people were gonna stream it, they even sold the pre-release a week earlier for people if they wanted to stream it a week before it launched for everyone else. They do have like a trigger warning mode for streamers. And then it just like kind of slows it down for a sec, pauses, and then like tells you like, okay, this scene has like transphobia or this scene has suicide mentions or whatever, you know? So I do think that that was helpful because it's like it's fun to stream these games. So sometimes you want to make sure that like people who are just like here for you are not gonna just walk away feeling icky.
Correct. Oh, there's masturbation references in here too. That's the other stuff.
References?
And this game was,
So it just like talks about it?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was such a small part. I don't quite remember it. But it was removed from PlayStation.
Like that scene that they're talking about?
Yep. It was removed for certain graphic scenes and references to masturbation. That's why, because it was body mutilation, sexual content.
Okay. Got you.
Okay, that's okay. Then that's what triggered them to do the streamer mode on the PC version.
That makes sense.
So
I think if you want the entirety of it, the full experience, then yeah, probably do that one off stream. But if you're wanting to stream it, then I would say make sure you have streamer mode on and then maybe a message pinned at the top or even just like a chat message that your bot spits out every 5 minutes just to like tell people, hey, warning. Or even put in your title of your stream, like whatever, have even like a text off into the corner on the stream somewhere, just telling people like trigger warning XYZ. And I know a lot of people get like angry sometimes when people say trigger warnings on videos and stuff. I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, I want people to not feel bad after watching my content. And if that means telling them that there is like a self-unaliving trigger warning, then I will. Like, you know? Because I was caught off guard with one of the games I'm about to mention next. Which I was fine, but like if I had known, I would have put that in the chat. So, you know, sometimes it's good to just like look up games and their trigger warnings just for the safety of your viewers.
I do try to do that as well if I'm playing something that's anything that's like a full game. I'll just like look up if there's any trigger stuff in case, you know. Because I play a lot of random ass fucking games. I mean, we both do when it comes to this. So It
is smart to just be aware of it as a content creator that does live stream because there's no editing and people can just pop in at any point.
Yep. Ooh, Doki Doki.
I was going to say, so my next one is Doki Doki. And this was one of the very first games that I streamed, actually. So I started streaming in 2021. And I played this one twice because I have Doki Doki, and then I also have Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, which is like the DLC content. So I played it through all the way first, and then I got the DLC content, and then I played it all the way through again.
All right.
I like this game. We're going to watch the trailer first, though. This game is not suitable for children and those who are easily disturbed.
Oh, no. What if I'm a child?
I was like, oh my god, dating sim, cute. That's what I thought I was getting into at first.
Oh, this looks cute.
Right?
Oh, weird psychological.
Kawaii uwu? How could this be scary?
Yeah. This looks very wholesome.
Right? Which is the feel that the game does give you a lot of the time. It's very like bubbly, cute, fun, cutesy, ooh, kawaii, you know? And then it's like, oh, hold on.
You.
Impress your crush. Are they gonna show any of the like creepy parts? I'm curious. Erase your mistakes. Get your perfect ending. Wow, so
Really?
they don't show you any of the psychological horror parts of this, huh? They really
I
want
like
to keep it a
trailers like this.
mystery. So
I like when trailers subvert the expectations a
No,
little bit.
you're
I mean,
so
they
right.
kind of hinted at stuff, but when you asked me a while back if I've ever seen this, and I said no, I've watched people play this before, because then I was like, I looked it up and I'm like, oh yeah. So yeah, this is shit's a
but you
trip. All right, go
yourself
on.
have never played it.
No.
Okay. I would say this is a good one. It's actually not too bad for streaming. There's only one thing that I think would be just like a trigger warning for people, and it would be, obviously it's just psychological horror, so you could expect anything, but the one thing that's a canon event no matter what playthrough you do, no matter what you do, is the self-unaliving scene of one of the characters. And it
Yeah.
is near the beginning, I will say, but that is one that did catch me off guard, that I was like, oh, that's dark. You like, not for spoilies, but like you go check on this girl and then you find her after she's done what she's done to herself. And that is like this start point where it's like, oh, okay, something's wrong here, and the game starts getting a little bit creepier and creepier after. That's canon. That happens no matter what playthrough. So that's the only thing. Is like, again, it's visual novel. It's not super graphic, but it's definitely like a scene of the aftermath, which I think could be uncomfortable for some people. So if you were to stream this one, I would just like let people know, like, you know, trigger warning. But otherwise, this is a classic visual novel, definitely a psychological horror game. It doesn't look like it here, but I promise you it is. It's another great one for replayability, even though some of the events are canon. Some gruesome scenes, like, to a degree, I will say they're, I would also maybe trigger warning self-harm, potentially, depending which things that you do. I don't know if this character does this no matter what you choose, but I know that there is a pretty messed up scene with one of the, I pursued this person because I thought they were the cutest. And this is also like the game where, if you know how I have like stream quotes.
Yeah.
There's a stream quote where I said, I can fix her. It was about this girl.
Okay.
I was like, I can fix her. She's perfect. It's okay. But I could not fix her.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would say some trigger warnings. Not too bad though. I will say, of all the games I played, this one's on the lighter end. It's just definitely creepy. It's eerie. It's unnerving. The one cool thing about this game is, like, if you're playing it, there is, like, you know, every time you download a game, there's like a game folder on your computer with that game, and in that game folder there's more folders. This one is one of those ones where there's a game folder for each character, and as you play the game, the actual game folders change. And there is one thing that you can do where, okay, so I'm not spoilering, but there's a point in the game where your game folders for some of the girls might disappear.
Okay.
Which is so fucking cool that they actually do that on your computer. Like, they're gone. Like, don't exist anymore. Like, bye. It's so cool. And I've never seen a game be able to do that before. I don't know how they did it still. So I will say, some of my notes on this one is that I had a lot of fun with the game and the extra DLC version. I will say, even if you don't get the DLC, it's a great game nonetheless. It was really fun to stream. This is a really fun one to have chat commentating on while you're playing. I think it doesn't take away. It almost adds to it because you're all sharing this experience together.
Yeah.
Cute girls. You know, that's a plus. All a little bit messed up. I thought I was on a dating sim kick, so I thought, like, it was super cool. Like, you know, I get to be this person and date all these cute girls. But then, you know, there's some things that I just, like, I really am trying to keep out because I don't want to spoil it because it's such a big, fun part of the game. I will tell you, something in this trailer lied to you. There's something in this trailer that, like, straight up lies. Like, I'm like, okay, wow.
Was it the psychological horror part?
No.
It's It actually is a cute dating sim after all.
I would tell you off of this, but I don't want to like tell you. I almost said off stream. I would tell you off of recording, but I don't want to tell you on because
Okay.
I just don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't played it because I want them to experience it authentically. I do still have chat commands from when I played this. One of them is Monica, which is one of the characters. And I think it's just all around a really cool game. It's one that's always stuck with me. I've always loved it so much. I've considered like cosplaying the characters. When I was looking for car stickers, I was looking at car stickers that were of the characters, and they're like their glitched out forms that looked all creepy and horror-esque. They do a lot of like cool things where things start glitching. Like one of the clips I sent you for the video to edit, I think I sent you one of this, and it's me actually reacting to one of the glitches, and it like jump scares me for a second because you're like talking to the girl, and then all of a sudden this like creepy demented image of her like glitches and pops up, and then it goes back to her. I'm like la 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 la, and it's just like, oh my god, okay. So I feel like it's a really good mixture of like cute and scary, and I just kind of like that. It's very unique for that.
Let's give an honorable mention to the game Miside as well.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, because that was that one was another trip that looked like a cute little, whatever game, and then it was just like not that at all. So yeah.
I agree, actually. I also noted that one of my first introductions to visual novels was this game. And I love it so much. I said I just love a game that is so much yet so little at the same time. And it's inspired me with my own game that I'm working on now, because I'm actually using the same program that they used to build Doki Doki to build my game Reflection House, which is also psychological horror. So I'm very excited. Just like not like just taking inspiration from some of my favorite games, like the Coffin of Andy and Leyley. I love some of the elements of psychological horror in that, but I also love the gameplay of this one and the simplicity of it, and how you can do so much with so little, such as like just some text and some photos of some characters. I love that you can create a universe that can be so creepy and messed up, but it's just some art and some text, which is not just like dumbing it down or anything, or like discrediting the work that goes into it, because this entire program is coding. So now I have a newfound appreciation for Doki Doki, realizing how much time and effort must have taken them to make the game. But I think it's just a lot
that goes into it.
I think it's kind of cool to do a psychological horror game that is just a visual novel, because a lot of them are just silly, cutesy little dating sims usually that I've played at least. But I think it's very cool. I would give this one probably like an 8.5 out of 10. Just because I feel like it's like lower on my list of like my top 5, but it's definitely in the top 5 and still amazing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add that to my list. I guess that I've seen people play it, but I'm just gonna throw it on the old wish list.
If you were to stream this, I would carve out either one very long day or a couple of streams for it. Like do like 2 Fridays back to back type thing.
Okay.
If you had lots of distractions, maybe 3 streams, but I think you could bang it out.
All right. Cool. Speaking of games that mess with your computer, I was trying to find it, but there was a game that a friend of mine played a while back. I can't figure out the name of it, but it will pull files from your computer.
Like random files?
Yeah, and it'll just like show, it's really fucking wild, like how it does that. Okay. It's like I was watching her play, and he's like, "Oh, what? Why is this showing this?" Because like you're on a desktop computer, like simulated.
Okay.
But it fucks with your computer too.
Oh, I want to know.
Which is really funny.
That's so neat. How the fuck does it do that?
I'll find out. I'll ask her.
That sounds so cool.
Probably sleeping right now.
I will say, if you want the weird file thing to be a part of your gameplay, somebody while I was streaming told me about it. So either have somebody like ready to tell you when to check for it, or you might have to Google ahead, because this is something I think a ton of people playing the game might not even know happens. But while I was playing, somebody who just loves the game came in and they're like, "Hey, so like check your game files." And I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Just go check the character files." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "What the fuck?" It was so cool. It's
Yeah.
interesting to see games that can like alter stuff on your computer while you're playing it.
Mhm.
And one of the characters even makes comment on it after you do it.
Oh, okay.
And I was
That's
streaming
funny.
at what point, and one of the characters made comment. I don't know how they knew this. I don't know if this is a canon thing for everyone, but one of the characters, while I was talking to them, made a comment of not being able to see chat and didn't know what the people were saying. And I was like, does the game know I'm streaming? And I thought that was wild.
All right, I'm gonna check that shit out. That looks good. And then I'll figure out what that other game is. 'Cause,
Yeah.
it was just. It was like that other game I was playing on stream a few weeks ago, where I was like in the computer, like it looked like what's the word of like dark web type of stuff, but you had to like go through emails and look up stuff and try to find out stuff to like enter it in to figure out someone's password and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like that was cool. I like that stuff where it's like you have to do a little more investigation to find things out.
Me too.
So,
it's fun.
yeah.
It's very immersive.
Speaking of immersive, this game is the trailer came out and I was like, this is definitely something I'm going to like because it follows very much the tank controls of Resident Evil akin to like Silent Hill type stuff. But it's another psychological horror, cosmic horror sci-fi game.
Okay.
But your character's name is Elster, and she is searching for her lost love, Ariane. And when you play the game, you get to the end, you think it's the end. It's not the end.
Okay.
There is way more story after that.
I love that.
And there's a lot of replayability because of that. Because once you figure things out and you go back, things kind of change, kind of not. Tape Anxious is a big fan of this game too. For that, it's just very. This is another not feel good game, which is kind of on. Usually goes with psychological horror.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
games.
expect to feel great after these.
Yes,
That's why we love them.
And it has like the PS1-ish style like look to it.
Okay.
But the like the cutscenes and the animations, like there's no voiceovers. It's all like reading the text of the character speaking.
Okay.
But I mean, as far as like when it gets into like what's my brain is not even working right now. I'm gonna play the trailer. So this is Signalis.
I love that.
This is Rose Engine's first game that they ever did. I don't know if they're developing anything right now.
Are they like
But-
indie company?
Yeah, they're very
I love that.
they're very small. But the game this is as far as survival horror games go with inventory management, it rewards you for exploring and finding documents and reading things. Because even if you pick up a random like piece of metal, that will matter at some point later on. Like it, and then again rewards you with story because now you're starting you get I had a much better experience the second playthrough, knowing everything and then finding out more by doing more.
Okay.
And it's very much like as I said, it's the tank controls, like old Resident Evil, where like you have to like move your stick to like move this way to run that way, you know.
Gotcha.
And then surprisingly enough, there are boss fights in this game that are like really cool visually, but they are not easy. But
I like the animation of it. It looks very cool.
It's got really good animation, and there's a lot of story, and there's parts too where you're in a first person view too. But once you get to the end, then get to the end again, and that plays into the story of repeating things. Yeah, it's really good. This is another 10 out of 10 for me. So
nice.
Yeah,
I love that.
And then it goes into like, you know, granted, all the people in this game they're replicants. They're robots. They're meant to be like service workers on this ship. And they're not meant to have emotion or anything, that kind of like how Blade Runner is. But it just gets interesting how like this character falls in love with another replicant, and it just goes for that. It's good. And you really feel bad for these characters even more after you feel really fucking bad for them later on, because man, it's a rough one, but it's good.
I love that. So this is a 10 out of 10. Is this a play in one sit through or not really?
This game, I think this game took me two playthroughs. How long to play Signalis?
Yeah, I like an average gameplay.
Vary from 6 to 15 hours.
Okay, that makes sense depending on your play style. I am a person who, like, in those games, I love to look at everything. I said this on my playthrough of Mouthwashing. I said that, like, I always feel like sometimes when you're not looking around the room and interacting with everything, you're missing parts of the game. So, like, I think games like Life is Strange really taught me that. Like, you just really gotta go, like, interact with everything. Because, like, yeah, you can fly through the main story, but if you're not picking up all these side pieces, like, you're kind of, like, you're missing the experience, you know? Even if it's something stupid, like the character just saying dialogue because you looked at something. Like, it's just a part of the experience. They wouldn't put it in there if it wasn't, like, of value to some degree.
Right. And then it's like, you gotta think, like, old Resident Evil, any Resident Evil game, really, and then any Silent Hill game, you're rewarded for exploring and finding those things and piecing them together later on. So it's like, you're there for the experience and the story. You'd want to spend the time in it and put time into it. So
true.
Yeah. But yeah.
This is maybe a game you told me about that I actually altered my list because I played it recently.
Is it gonna be yes, it is. Yay, yes.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if this was going to be on your list or not. I was like, if it is, then we'll just, we knock one down.
It is actually on my honorable mentions list.
Honorable mentions. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was on your top 5 or not. Okay. So this could be one that we can both talk about.
Cool.
Okay. So this is one that Bill told me about, and then I went and played it off stream. If you want to check it out, the gameplay is on my YouTube, and I do have trigger warnings set on it, and I even have cute little fun flash ups that like give you a minute before the trigger warning, and then I have separated it by segment, so if you want to avoid one of the trigger warning like sections, then you can just click to when it's over. So it's like a trigger warning XYZ, and it's like XYZ trigger warning over, and that's like the segment. So then you can just skip ahead if there's anything that you like don't want to watch or listen to. I felt like I like stuff like that, so that's why I did it that way. But yeah, we'll watch the trailer. It's really short, so I don't know. Is there like a better, longer trailer for this out there? Or is this it?
I have one for you.
Do you? Okay, we'll watch this one, and then you can show me the next one.
Okay.
This is the one on Steam. When I showed Assault this trailer before I played it for him, because he did commentary on the video with me.
With the Amex Gold Card?
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good.
The Amex Gold Card.
When I showed Assault this trailer, he was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Are you ready to watch me play this and commentate?" And he was like, "Uh-huh." It's great. But yeah, I definitely have some notes on this one. But do you have a better trailer?
I do.
Because as cool
So
as that was, I feel like it didn't give very much.
This one does.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me get you set up here.
Oh, I fucked
There
up.
we go.
Oh, I fucked up. No, I fixed it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Just move the wrong window over so then you disappeared.
Are you playing it?
I thought you're playing it.
Oh. 1 second. Let me yeah. Classic me move. Hang on, let me get through this ad about fucking what is this even home building State Farm.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
that's the funniest shit. You should keep that in. I'm like sitting here so ready, and you're like, are you gonna play it? I'm like, are you playing it? I thought you were.
Good. Okay.
Oh, it's so good.
All right, I full screen this. Okay, here we go.
Polly says.
I see it so clearly. The moon drag in the road. Behind God's back. Healing colors, electric and constant. We're already here.
Ah, that was good. Can I tell you something? You know that scared feeling you get sometimes if you get really scared and you get like that feeling from like right here to like right here, and it just feels like intense all the way through. This game gave me that, and like even just the trailer gave me that of that mutant fucking baby thing that chases you. I hated that scene the most. Again, go watch it on my YouTube if you want. Plug here. But like, no, for real though. I remember taking a moment after that scene and like covering my eyes and being like, sorry, I just need a moment. Like that was so much. And I don't do that very often during games. I'd like to say I'm pretty fucking desensitized these days. Like, the best way to describe that game to me is like an accident where you can't stop looking. It's like something so scary and so awful that like you actually can't even look away because it's just, I don't know how to explain that. It's like when you see an accident, you're driving by and you can't just keep going forward. Like you're looking and seeing what happened. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can't help it. It's just like instinct to keep looking. That's how I felt. I was like just not looking away, just moving through it, could not look away, had to keep doing the entire experience. And this one I liked because it was a sit down and play in one sitting. I think it's on average 2 to 3 hours of gameplay. It took me about 3, I think, or almost 3, and I definitely trimmed a little bit of it out, or it was like maybe 2.5. I don't know how long my video is. I edited out some of the boring parts of me like walking around and stuff. There's one scene where like I didn't understand what to do and I had to Google it, and I wandered around for like probably 15 minutes, but other than that, like it was pretty straightforward. This is definitely not a choices matter. I'm pretty sure it's pretty canon no matter whatever you do. But okay, going to my notes though. I wrote, I'm new to this one. I tried it upon Bill's mention. Great game, heavier topics. A heavier topics one, but I think it's a really artistic in a creepy as fuck way to tell this kind of story.
Yeah.
A lot of symbolism, so you definitely need to be paying attention when you play this one. Or like the meanings of things will just go right over your head and it could probably leave you confused. So this is one where it's like you gotta lock in and play this. Like, do not be like scrolling your phone or being distracted. I agree. Don't stream this one for the fact of your own enjoyment. If you were to stream it, like I'd say like no alerts.
Yeah.
If someone was to, no alerts, and like I guess you could still discuss things with people as you're playing, but like I do think that like people coming in and randomly talking about other topics would kind of take away from it. I like that I didn't stream it as cool as I think this could have been to stream. This is definitely one where I feel like it was kind of uncomfortable. The main triggers for me, what I saw though, was like there's definitely like some light mention of like I already put this on my playthroughs, like whatever. There's light mention or, you know, implication implying of like SA. There's definitely some unaliving or self-unaliving. And I would say one that I think people don't think of enough, but because I have it, is emetophobia. So that is the fear of throwing up. There's a lot of sounds and scenes in it that would be triggering to someone who is afraid of throwing up or people throwing up or being sick around them. I'm more like desensitized to it because for anyone who doesn't know, I have a chronic illness called cyclic vomiting syndrome, which didn't necessarily make me numb to the fear, but it has definitely like desensitized me more than when I was a kid. But like someone just saying they felt nauseous was enough to put like adrenaline through my body as a kid. So hearing some of the sounds in some of those scenes, like when you have to give the pills, a little bit triggering for some people who like can't handle that or maybe are like light stomach. So my playthrough, I definitely trigger warning the emetophobia and the SA and the self-unaliving scenes, because I feel like as much as like the story is fully enjoyed with it, it's good to be mindful that some people might not be able to handle some of those scenes. I do like that they kept some of it more symbolism versus just shoving it in your face. That was one thing I loved about this, is the fact that like so much of the game is symbolism. Like I would love to like get in and like down and like, well, I guess I already have the playthrough on. If like you haven't played this game and you want to, I could put like a little skip this part here in the video, which I probably will just do, but like I wanted to mention this to you because you played it. The symbolism with the horse was very interesting because I was Googling it after. It's very symbolic of like the unborn baby that didn't happen. And it makes sense why that was like haunting him at the beginning when he was like making the turns. And then like the creepy ass fucking muted baby thing was just so disgusting to me and so horrifying.
Yeah.
I literally hated it so much. And then the ultrasound scene really, really disturbed me. And when you like ultrasound, it's the skeleton of like a horse. And I didn't realize that while playing it, but I did put text on the screen after explaining my realization, like later. But like, ugh, crazy the symbolism to it.
This is it's a very tragic game because like these characters, they're just regular people doing a job. Like it's almost like, I mean, from the get-go, you can kind of tell one character is very uncomfortable with another character.
Yep.
And you don't quite, I mean, you don't know why yet, but like it doesn't spoon feed you, which is nice.
No, like I was kind of guessing that the uncomfortableness was the fact that they were keeping the original like captain alive. I thought that was like the layers of uncomfortableness, was like this guy doesn't even really have skin or like limbs and he's like barely hanging on to life and y'all are just forcing him to stay alive. I thought that's where the uncomfortableness at the beginning was coming from, which maybe some of it was, but
I think that this game is like the equivalent of like an art house movie.
Okay.
Like art house horror, because it does a lot of interesting things with, I mean, like the visual mediums of telling the story, and there's no like actual dialogue being spoken, so it's hard to convey like these emotions and feelings and create dread because like they're stuck in the middle of space. They're fucked. They will die, whether it's one way or another, and you figure that out pretty much right away. And it's just a matter of time. And did I show the trailer for The Divide when we to you? Wait, maybe I did. This game reminds me of that movie because they are stuck there and it's just a matter of time situation, and things keep getting worse and worse and worse. And there's no help coming. There's no one that's going to make things right, and they're just stuck. I think that's like one of the biggest parts too. And like, added in with the SA, like she is stuck there with him. Mm-hmm. That's it. Like it's fucking terrifying. Yeah. But and then one of my favorite scenes in this game, like the whole game is great, but like the part with Swansea, and him like recalling like his like life and how he lived it and everything was fucking like that was heartbreaking. Like that was tough to like sit through, just because everything went to shit, and he knew what was coming, and just having the sitting there and just reflecting on everything and being ready for it. It was good. This is another one. Sure you agree. Everyone should give it a shot. Play this.
I think that as long as you can handle some like gory or like gruesome visuals, then yes, because like a lot of it is. I would say it is more gruesome scenes than other ones. Like that entire scene, with the turning of the organs.
Oh, the feeding scene?
And the feeding him his own leg. Yeah. That was so fucked up. And I feel like some people might not, like, that might just not be up some people's alley, and I can respect that. But, like, when I was doing that, like, you guys see my authentic reaction. Like, that, I was, like, horrified. I was like, that was not the scariest part of the game, but that was just so demented. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sure it didn't actually happen. Obviously, I mentioned to Assault, like, we obviously didn't actually hook him up to, like, all these different pieces and, like, turn his organs, and there's no way he'd stay alive. But, like, I think it was, like, a trip thing.
Yeah.
I just, because, like, you see him later, and he's not like that anymore, right? So, like, I think it was, like, a weird... This guy's definitely seeing things that are not there at times.
Yeah.
But, like, I think that, again, could have even just been, like, symbolic of its own thing.
And plus, like, I like a story that has an unreliable narrator, too, in it.
True.
Because as things keep moving forward and you find out what actually happened in the beginning of the game, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
he was just being selfish.
I want to know, what did you think was the beginning? Like, who did you think was the crazy person from the first scene?
I thought it was absolutely Curly, because like I knew it was a psychological horror going into it, so I figured there was going to be some twist, but like I didn't think that was like, because Curly couldn't talk, Curly couldn't say anything, and Curly almost being this like symbolically being like Jimmy's guilt in a physical form, because he's always there, but it's not saying anything. He's not saying anything because he can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but like at first, like it's like oh, it was probably Curly that did it, but then as the story's becoming more apparent, you realize, oh shit, it was Jimmy from the get-go.
I had that too. I also thought it was Curly. I was like, oh my god, the captain's fucking crazy. Ugh.
Yeah.
And then when I realized that it was Jimmy and we're Jimmy, I was like, oh my god, we're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, we are batshit crazy.
He didn't want to take the responsibility when he got back, so he decided to, fuck 4 other people over. So
I know. The whole premise of the entire game of him like crashing the ship and like everything following after, the way it ended, I literally was like, oh my god, this is the ending? This poor motherfucker. I felt so bad for Curly. The sole survivor? Because what, Jimmy's got to die now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, there's no way. There's only one pod.
Yeah.
Insane.
So, yep. And then Daisuke, that sucked because he's just a fucking kid, you know?
I know. I felt bad for him.
Yeah. But man. Yeah, that was a heavy game to play.
Definitely. I would definitely say viewer discretion advised on that one. It is definitely a dark psychological horror game. There's definitely some gore in it, but I would say the one thing about it's like because it's so canon, there's not as much replayability. But if you're someone who likes achievements, then there is some replayability for that factor alone. There's a couple things I wish I had done for the achievements that I didn't get done, and I was like, oh, I could just play it again and get the achievements another day.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if you would like this one fully, so I'm glad you liked it. So.
Oh, I loved it. It definitely left me feeling like uncomfortable. I was like telling my mom about it the next day when I saw her for Thanksgiving, and she was like, "That sounds fucked up."
Yeah, yeah. So.
I gave this one probably like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. And part of me, it's like. I kind of wanted more, not more, I don't know, I guess it's hard to describe, like, it went so quick, like, it didn't feel like it was a 3-hour game at all to me, and I was just like, I wanted more, because I wanted to continue to feel like shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
I know, when it was the ending, I kind of had a feeling that we were getting close to the end, but then when that was the end, I was like, wait, I think I even said to myself, I was like, I think this is the ending. And then like the credits start rolling. I was like, this is how it fucking ends. And like gives you that like goosebumps a little bit. Like I literally just got goosebumps like thinking about it, like just the way that it ends. Like, ugh.
Just side note, there are definitely Evangelion references in this game.
Really?
Like they took a lot of influence for some things visually in there, as well as like isolation themes in there too. But so does same thing with Signalis as well. So if you ever want to watch Evangelion all the way through, like I did with DG, I'm sure she'd want to do it a second time.
I love that.
You know,
I wished I started with you guys at the beginning because I would have. I caught you guys when you were already like bit in, and I was like, oh, I don't want to like get spoiled, so then I just waited.
Yeah, fair. My game is my last one is Dead Space 2.
Okay.
Dead Space 2 is one of. So Dead Space 1, I like to think of this as like for like the Alien franchise. Alien 1, the original Alien, is a perfect horror, sci-fi horror movie through and through. Dead Space 1, perfect sci-fi horror video game through and through. Aliens is a really, really good action adventure horror movie.
Okay.
Dead Space 2, amazing action adventure horror game. Like it kind of goes in that same thing. And then 3 goes a little off the rails, as does Alien 3. So I kind of make that comparison in my head. I don't know if anyone would agree with that, but I liked Dead Space 3. A lot of people didn't for the story, but they had like this like co-op mechanic in there that worked really well. And there was DLC where one person is seeing stuff and the other one isn't seeing things happen. So I thought that was a really cool concept.
Cool. I like that.
But this game is like from the beginning to the end is just non-stop. You will not be bored with this game at all. Like I never felt like there was a time where there was like too much like space, like too much time in one spot or anything. Like there's times where like you're in a space where it's like, oh, this, I mean, you're not doing anything, but you're in an area that's like visually appealing.
Okay.
So you're looking at things, but then the next thing happens and you're just like, go, go, go again. But I'm going to play, I've showed, for the audience, I've showed Birdy this already. So she saw this already, but you're going to see it if you haven't played this game. But this is, I don't like the trailers for this game. I didn't like the marketing for when 2 came out, or the trailers really, but this kind of like shows how the game is. Like throughout, there's like a lot of set pieces and scenes like this.
I see it says spoilers. So is there actual spoilers, or are they just saying that?
You kind of know it's just, I mean, you kind of get an idea that it's a spoiler. This is like the first like quarter of the game, I would say. So
Is it a spoiler for
But,
someone who hasn't like played any of them and might be considering it? Like, should I say spoiler?
yeah, I'd say
Okay.
spoiler alert. If you don't want to be spoiled for a
I can
betrayal
do
that
like
happens.
I can do like a scene so that if you don't want a spoiler, you can just skip to when we're talking about it or whenever the spoilers are done.
That works. This title here says best scene in Dead Space 2. I disagree. This is an incredible scene, but there are other best scenes in this game as well. But this one just shows you how well they like move the character around in the story, because you're on this giant space station that's circling one of the moons of Saturn.
Okay.
And it's just a giant city, and everyone's becoming infected because there's a marker on the station, which if you play Dead Space or anything about that, you know what that means, but there's no context in here to be spoiler wise here. But yeah. Anyway, here we go. Real quick thing before I go on. This game, your HUD, your entire HUD is a VR thing that protrudes in front of Isaac's character. There's no actual HUD at the game. So whatever Isaac is seen canonically, like as the character, is what you see over his shoulder.
Okay.
So like his display, like his screen and everything, is what he's seeing in front of him that his suit is like projecting in front of him, which I think is a really cool way to have a HUD in a game and like show inventory.
Cool.
So, yeah.
You're a unitologist. Of course you are. Why did I trust you?
Well, you didn't have a choice, Isaac. I told you there was a cure and you came running.
Why are you doing this? Why can't everyone just leave me alone, huh?
You're a dangerous secret, Isaac. EarthGov won't leave you alone because they're afraid you'll destroy their marker. After all, you did build it.
What are you talking about?
Well, that's why we brought you here. To build markers for us. To spread glorious convergence to the entire galaxy.
You people are unbelievable! Just give me the fucking cure and let me go.
Oh, we don't want to cure you, Isaac. We need that precious little head of yours just the way it is. Now would you escort Isaac to the shuttle and put him in stasis? The last thing we want is for him to die.
I really think it's cool that when the atmosphere got sucked out, like the sound went away
Yeah.
because there's really no sound in space.
No, that's true.
And just
Ugh, I hate
this
that.
game has really good sound design, but yeah, I'm gonna show one more thing. So spoiler alert if no one wants to see spoilers.
I'll just keep this whole section like spoiler alert in case people are worried.
Okay. Because I think the beginning of this really brain, it's good. You know, ready.
Don't worry, Birdie. Future Birdie will edit it.
Isaac, are you there? Come in, Isaac. Oh God, I'm so sorry, Isaac. Look at the time difference. I'll call you back later.
It's okay.
How you doing?
Good. You're right, Isaac. The Ishimar is a great ship. I am so lucky to be serving aboard her.
Enjoy it while it lasts. You know they're gonna decommission her next year.
Isaac, thank you
For what?
for just pushing me to do this. I mean, if it weren't for you, I never would have made it this far because you made me stick with it.
Well, just remember, I'm giving you up for 6 months so you can do this.
You know what? We must be getting on a range there today. Isaac. Isaac, can you hear me? I'm going to call you back as soon as I can.
Isaac. Isaac! You were drifting away for a moment there, Mr. Clark. I believe you were telling me about your nightmares that you've been having. About your dead girlfriend. What was her name?
Nicole.
I didn't want it to end like this. I really wanted to see you again. Just once. I loved you. I always loved you.
Yes. Nicole Brennan. She was a senior medical officer stationed aboard a Planet Cracker-class vessel.
Hey, Ishimura.
USG Ishimura, yes. Part of a mining operation on Aegis 7. I understand communications went down shortly after their arrival. You were part of the repair mission. A mission for which you volunteered, am I right? What did you find aboard that ship, Isaac?
They found something.
What did they find aboard the ship, Isaac?
The marker.
Did you have contact with this marker? It made you see things, didn't it? Things you didn't want to see.
It spoke to me.
And what did it say, Isaac? What did it say to you, Isaac? Isaac, Isaac, can you hear me?
Isaac. Isaac, can you hear me? Dana, I found Isaac Clark. Repeat, I have him.
Great work, Franco. Be careful. He's been out a long time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good. Steady. We gotta get you out of this straitjacket. Where am I? All right, I know you're confused right now. I can explain everything, but you gotta trust me, okay? Listen, you're in terrible danger.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep. Oh, sound just like cut out there.
I'm glad that
Anyway.
you showed me that because for a second I was like, is this a horror game? And then no, it is. That's very
Yep.
scary. Oh, and he's like in the straitjacket, so he can't even defend himself. That's so horrifying. Ugh.
You had to run around a while with that thing on, but that character that you just saw, there was an anime that they released to tell his story up until that point,
Oh, that's cool.
which was really cool.
That's neat.
So,
Does the story end with that scene?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's dead. He gone. But in the anime, they kind of alludes to that they're unitologists, so it's like,
okay.
you know, so it kind of gives it away ahead of time. But this game takes a lot of influence from The Thing, from Alien, Event Horizon. It's like, it is just one of my favorite games and influenced Callisto Protocol. That came out recently, but yeah. Game has a very like cinematic horror action design throughout. Like there are a lot of really cool set pieces in the game that really just there's a part where you are in a like a high-speed tram thing, but you're like falling through it at one point, like falling through it, and you need to like space it through, and there's shit happening all around you. Like there's stuff like that. There's a part where you're like blasting like across the sprawl over the top of it, which is really cool. Like there's so many moments in that game that are so memorable. And there's the eye part, the infamous eye part, which happens later on in the game, which is really, really fun. And like you have to be careful with how you're controlling it because things can go very wrong very quick. But it is a very, very good game, and that game is 14 years old already. And it still holds up gameplay wise.
I love that.
Yeah. But yeah.
That was your last one?
That's my last one.
Out of 10, what would you rate it?
This one is also, a 10 out of 10.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I'm too harsh when I like critique things because there's something in my brain that goes, I'm sure there's something better out there, so I'll give it a 9. But like to me, it is like great. So maybe I need to be nicer with my ratings. I'm like, no, 10 out of 10. I loved that, you know?
That's the thing. Like I had a lot on this list. Like I had a lot of like movies, honorable mention ones. Mm-hmm. But like it was so tough to pick these because then I went the route of like recent-ish games, and all these are psychological horror games. Every single one of these. So
yeah, I think the only one that wasn't for me was technically Escape the Backrooms is not psychological horror.
True.
Which I had to check because I was like, is it? I don't think so, but it's not.
Yeah.
So my last one is Miside. We already talked about this. You said honorable mention, and I thought it was funny.
Sweet.
And I didn't want to spoil it, so I was like, yo, we'll be getting to Miside. I wanted to put this one, I debated putting this one on my top 5 or not, because as much as I loved it, I wasn't sure if it was like top 5. But then in the theme of like, I was like, if we're going to put Doki Doki, I feel like I should put Miside, because both of them were really cool. And I like the fact that, like Coffin, Vandy, and Leyley, Miside was very 2 different gameplay styles in one, which I thought was so cool. I love the idea of like visual novel and also another type of gameplay style mixed into one. So this one is very like first person point of view, going and interacting with the room, as well as like your typical, some parts of it are kind of visual novel-esque. But I do like the way that they blended the two. It was very cool and it was very well done. Same with like Coffin of Vandy and Leyley. Just like the blended RPG style of just like your little character walking around on the map and stuff and interacting with stuff was so cool to have blended with like visual novel style. I just think it's very cool when people do stuff like that. We're gonna watch the trailer and then I'll get more into it with my notes.
iHast Indie Hack.
Hold on, I gotta restart. It's not playing on my OBS. Good thing I looked. That's because I didn't put the right screen up.
iHast Indie Hack.
That's all right.
Hajimemashite. Watashi wa Mita. Anata no o namae wa? Aete ureshii. Tetsudatte morae nai kana? Yappari kimi ni chokusetsu aitai yo. Yatto aeta ne.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe there is English dub option for when you're playing.
Yep.
私がこの特別な装置を作ったの。とにかく君に会えてよかった。私が見ただよ。かっこいいね。中身が気になるんでしょ。ここにいていいの？それなら今すぐに確か めてみなよ。またあった。どうせここにいるんでしょ。ごめんなさい。殺しちゃうとこだった。楽しい。何をぼーっとしてるの？ここから出てって言ったでしょ。どうなってるの？私は見た。私たちに協力してください。しまった。隠れて。辛いよ。痛いよ。ねえねえねえねえねえねえ。ミサイド好評発売中。
I loved this one. Honestly, this one was so fun. I'm just gonna do this. I don't have to put a title up, then it just people know what I'm talking about. This one I did stream. This one is an easy peasy stream. I don't think this one needs any trigger warnings. It's dark, it's creepy, but it's really well done. Essentially, you are this guy who starts playing this phone game, and then all of a sudden, you're inside the phone game. And you're like, what? Like, it starts with you playing the phone game, and you're, like, doing the little tasks and taking care of the girl. But there's a couple things where, like, I think you find, like, a weapon or something hidden in a drawer or something if you, like, click around. And she's like, oh, don't look at that. Pretend you didn't see that. But then you end up being, like, in the phone game. And it's supposed to be, like, I don't know if it's supposed to be, like, you're her boyfriend or you're just supposed to take care of her. Like, I don't even really remember, like, what the game was. Like, to start, but when you're inside of it, it just, like, becomes, like, cute little, like, let's hang out and play video games, and then all of a sudden it becomes, like, a bit different. There's a lot of really trippy parts where, like, the house doesn't look the same, or rooms open up into different rooms that they weren't before, and it becomes very disorienting in that regard. But then there's also multiple metas. So that's interesting because there's different versions from different video, like different mobile game updates. And essentially you are playing with the corrupt upload that's not letting the other uploads exist or like her to change. So like her upload is like corrupted and she's like not letting it. It's very like if you've played Doki Doki, there are similarities between the two. I'm not going to say what because I don't want to spoil, but I thought this was such a cool-ass game. I actually wrote verbatim, this was such a cool-ass game, dude. This one was constantly taking you to unexpected places. I never knew what was going to happen next. Another great mixture between visual novel style and actual gameplay and first-person POV. The story is so, all capitals, so freaking unique, and the way it is ever-changing is enough to boggle anyone's brain. This is an easy sit down and play 1 to 2 max sittings, which I personally love. And it's eerie, it's freaky, it straight up gives you then comfy vibes in the best way possible. And it is such a fun one. I would play it again just because I genuinely love the experience so much. And I give it a 9 out of 10. So yeah, I think this is one of those. A good one.
This is one of those games where like I wanted to play it, but then I ended up watching people stream it, or like my one friend, I watched her like play through it. She just streamed it to me on Discord.
Yeah.
And like I'll play it eventually, but I do like watching people play this game because it goes to some wild fucking places, and it's like it's a crazy concept. But yeah, it is very creepy. And especially the part where her head is like, her neck is really long. And yeah, that part was...
Yeah, no, you're right. That part is creepy. I like some of the metas. Some of the metas, not great. Some of the metas, super cute. But yeah, I really like the idea that, like, basically you're trying to just, like, save the good metas and get rid of the bad meta. And is it possible? Can we ever get back to our real life again? Or are we stuck in this video game forever? And it does start like this. It's very like cute little chibi style. You know, you're just like scrolling to each room, and this is exactly how it is when you're like in the game too. You just open the door and you're in the new room. But yeah, it's interesting the way that like it changes over time, and like I don't know. There's a lot of layers to this one, but it's not too complicated. It's pretty simplistic, but it's very unique, and I like it for what it is. I find it very cool. I like the animation style. I feel like it was animated very well. The gameplay is very fun because you are first person point of view and you have to actually like experience and go through things. And there are parts where like if your character like dies, you have to keep replaying until you get out of that area. So that element is fun too. There's definitely a couple areas where I'm like, oh, this one feels creepy. Don't want to be in this area. Let's find the door that lets us exit this spot.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to travel, like, from my knowledge or what I remember, I could be wrong. I think you have to, like, travel semi through the updates to, like, find the other updates. I don't know. There's, like, a whole ass, like, backroom section of it, too, where it's, like, not even in this house. It's very interesting. But, yeah, I would give this one a 10/10. The experience is fun. I actually played this one because I was watching a YouTuber play it, and they had shortened their playthrough down to about 20 to 30 minutes. Don't know how, but it was just like the highlighted bits for them. And I actually thought it was so entertaining. I was like, I gotta play this game. Which I was glad that they did shorten it down so much because it did leave a lot of content out. But like it was enough to be entertaining. I still recommend it to people. Even if you've seen someone play it, I think playing it yourself is a different experience than watching someone play it. Same with Doki Doki. It's like a lot of it is canon, but like same with Mouthwashing, you know what I mean? Like those games, they're different when you're the one experiencing it.
True. I agree. Yeah, I gotta play this one at some point. It's just so wild.
I think this is a nice stream one because it's fun for everyone. Like everybody gets something out of this one. And I also feel like, okay, it says I played 6.3 hours. So either do one long stream or 2 shorter ones.
Cool.
But yeah,
How much is it right now?
that was $19.49 Canadian, but it does go on sale.
Okay. Cool.
So that's, I don't know what that is for you, but
I think it's a little less, I think.
it is. It is currently $13.92 for you.
Okay. Cool. Yep, one of these days. Gotta get that backlog taken care of.
Wish list it, and then you at least know when it goes on sale.
I think it just went on sale like a few months ago, and I almost did it. And I was like, I need to like get through stuff before I start buying stuff, you know?
Fair.
But
there's 2 video trailers on it, actually, I just realized, but they look kind of... Oh my god, it's one the English one. Oops. It's fine.
That's okay. Yeah. So.
Well, thank you for joining me today, Bill.
No problem. Thanks again for having me.